In the cozy little town of Everwood, December seemed to roll in without much fanfare. Lily, a spirited 10-year-old with a twinkle in her eye, noticed something peculiar as she walked down the main street. The Christmas decorations were up, but they seemed lackluster, drab, almost as if they lacked the joy that the season should bring. The once bright and lively ornaments appeared faded, reflecting the townspeople's indifferent attitude towards the approaching holiday. Lily couldn't wrap her head around it. Christmas had always been her favorite time of year. The air was supposed to be filled with laughter and the streets bustling with excitement. However, as she looked around, she saw people were merely going through the motions, smiling out of courtesy instead of joy. Taking matters into her own hands, Lily decided to transform the town's spirit. With the help of her mischievous golden retriever, Max, she hatched a plan. She spent all day creating colorful handmade ornaments and garlands, with Max playfully knocking over glitter pots and spreading his own kind of cheer. Her enthusiasm was contagious, and soon her best friend, Tom, joined in, carrying boxes of decorations from his attic. As night fell, Lily, Max, and Tom crept out into the town square, stringing colorful lights and hanging their creations. They decorated the giant fir tree at the center of town, setting up a surprise for the next morning. They even added small batches of homemade cookies. The next morning, the townspeople awoke to a spectacular sight. The town square radiated with vibrant colors, and the air was filled with the sweet aroma of baked goods. Children laughed and pointed at the glittering tree and shiny new decorations. The adults, captivated by the sudden splash of color, began reminiscing about their childhood holidays and smiled genuinely this time, infected by Lily's determination. A small crowd soon gathered, and people started singing carols. Lily watched from a distance, a satisfied grin on her face. Her small efforts had rekindled the festive spirit in Everwood. She realized it wasn't just the decorations she had changed, but the hearts of the townspeople, reminding them of the joy and warmth of Christmas. That year, Christmas in Everwood was remembered for the magical transformation led by a little girl and her dog. In the small town of Pineville, nestled among snow-covered hills, lived a little girl named Emily. She had noticed that the usual buzz and excitement that filled the air as Christmas approached was missing this year. The streets were not glittering with lights, the smell of fresh-baked cookies did not waft through the air, and the people seemed more concerned about their daily struggles than spreading joy. Determined to bring back the Christmas spirit, Emily decided to write a letter to the one person she believed could help, Santa Claus. "Dear Santa," she began, her small fingers gripping the pen tightly as she carefully chose her words. "My name is Emily, and I love Christmas more than anything. But this year, everyone seems so sad and worried. Could you please help us bring back the Christmas cheer?" Emily poured her heart into the letter, recalling the happiness that used to envelop Pineville. She added how much the town missed the community carol singing, the laughter of children playing in the snow, and the joy of gathering around the town's giant Christmas tree. She asked Santa if he could send some magic their way to remind people of the joy and warmth that the season brings. After sealing her letter in a decorated envelope, Emily slipped it into the mailbox with a hopeful heart. She couldn't wait to see if Santa would answer her call. A few days passed, and on Christmas Eve, Emily was awoken by the sound of jingling bells. Rushing to her window, she saw a wondrous sight. Pineville was aglow with lights, wreaths adorned every door, and the air was filled with the savory and sweet sense of holiday treats. Families were out in the streets, sharing smiles and laughter, as the church bells chimed a familiar carol. In the town square, the massive Christmas tree shimmered with lights and ornaments. It was as if Santa himself had answered Emily's wishes. On Christmas morning, Emily found a small note hanging on her tree that read, "Dear Emily, thank you for reminding Pineville of the true spirit of Christmas. Keep spreading joy. Love, Santa." Emily's heart swelled with happiness. She realized that sometimes it just takes one small voice to remind others of what truly matters: togetherness, joy, and love. In the quaint town of Silverbell, nestled between snow-capped mountains, lived a little girl named Lily. Lily had always loved Christmas and the magic it brought. Her humble home, filled with warmth and laughter, was always adorned with handmade decorations crafted with care by Lily and her family. This year, however, there seemed to be a gloom hanging over Silverbell. The decorations lacked their usual shimmer, the town seemed dull, and the spirit of the season felt oddly diminished. One blustery evening, as Lily was watching snowflakes dance outside her window, there was a soft knock at the door. Curious, she opened the door to find a small box wrapped in red and gold sitting on her doorstep. Attached to it was a note written in elegant script. "Dear Lily, this magical bag of sparkles has been sent from the North Pole to brighten your world and spread joy. Use it wisely. Sincerely, Santa." Excitedly, Lily brought the box inside. As she opened it, she found a beautiful velvet bag filled with shimmering sparkles that seemed to glow with an inner light. Following her heart, Lily went outside and began to sprinkle the sparkles over the snow-covered landscape. As each sparkle touched the ground, the scenery around her transformed. The Christmas lights on the houses flickered on with renewed brilliance. The snow glistened like diamonds under the moonlight, and the air filled with the scent of pine and cinnamon. News of Lily's magical sparkles spread quickly through Silverbell. Neighbors gathered around her, their faces lighting up with wonder and surprise. Together, they used the sparkles to trim their trees, wreaths, and even the town's central Christmas tree in the square. The town transformed, so did its spirit. The gloom gradually lifted, replaced with laughter, songs, and festive cheer. People who had lost their holiday spirit found it again, and Silverbell thrummed with the joy of community and togetherness. On Christmas Day, Lily received another letter from Santa. "Dear Lily, you have spread joy and light as I knew you would. Remember, the true magic of Christmas lies not in sparkles, but in the love and kindness we share. Merry Christmas. Love, Santa." With her heart full of joy and her home filled with family and friends, Lily knew she had received the most magical gift of all, the understanding that she, along with everyone else, could create magic, not just at Christmas, but whenever it was needed the most. Lily was an ordinary girl, but with a remarkable secret. She possessed a magical ability to sprinkle enchantment wherever she went. Her eyes sparkled with the essence of dreams, and her hair glistened with a hue that couldn't be found in any paint palette. As Christmas approached, anticipation hung in the air, and the town buzzed with preparations and festive spirit. However, something was missing. The townsfolk had done their best, stringing up cheerful wreaths and fairy lights, yet the decorations somehow felt lackluster. The town knew Lily had the unique talent to turn the mundane into the extraordinary, so they called upon her once again to transform the town into a winter wonderland. Armed with her little satchel filled with what appeared to be ordinary snowflakes, Lily gracefully wandered the streets. Each step she took left a trail of shimmering brilliance. She released the magic dust from her fingertips, watching with glee as the ordinary decorations erupted with light. The street lamps twinkled with a brighter glow, painting the cobblestone pathways with shades of wonder. Wreaths began to dance sprightly, their leaves shimmering like emeralds, while garlands swayed to the rhythm of unseen winds. As she moved through the town, Christmas songs started to echo through the air softly, not through speakers, but rather from the ornaments themselves coming to life. The townsfolk paused in their hustle and bustle, captured by the surreal melody and enchantment that Lily spread. Children watched in awe, eyes wide with belief and excitement, while adults, momentarily forgetting the weight of the world, found themselves humming along unconsciously. Laughter, joy, and warmth spread through every nook and cranny. fueled by Lily's gentle magic. In her heart, Lily felt a sense of fulfillment. She knew her gift wasn't in the grand gestures, but in these small acts of transformation. The town, now alive with the spirit of Christmas, symbolized hope and unity. As the final sprinkle of magic settled, Lily's task was complete. The town would remember this Christmas, not just for the decorations, but for the shared moment of unspoken magic that brought them all together. In the heart of a small, wintry town, nestled among snow-covered hills and evergreen forests, an unexpected transformation awakened a spirit long dormant. Once a town marked by its quiet solemnity, it had now become a place brimming with a newfound joy and anticipation, all because of one woman's vision. Her name was Clara, a reserved yet imaginative artist who had recently moved into the old house at the end of Lambert Lane. Little did the townspeople know, her presence would spark a change that would bring them together in a way they hadn't imagined for years. Clara found herself inspired by the natural beauty surrounding her new home. She saw potential in the quaint, overlooked corners of the town, a dull, forgotten bench, a barren town square, and, most magically, the giant but neglected Christmas tree that stood in the center of Hollows Park. This tree, once a legendary spectacle in her childhood tales, was now but a shadow of its glorious past. Determined to rekindle the town's festive spirit, Clara began decorating the tree alone, hanging ornaments she'd crafted from twigs, berries, and recycled paper. Her efforts didn't go unnoticed. Each passerby, initially bemused by the sight of a solitary figure diligently adorning the tree, felt a tug at their curiosity and conscience. Clara's infectious commitment stirred something within them. First, it was an old couple bringing a sack full of ribbons. Then came the local baker with strands of shining golden lights. One by one, others followed suit. As the tree transformed into a display of communal creativity and cheer, Clara found herself surrounded by townspeople eager to add their touch to the growing masterpiece. A humble blanket of snow became an impromptu dance floor as the joyful townsfolk fanned out across the park, their laughter ringing through the crisp night air. Enthused by the transformation and the sense of unity blooming amongst them, the townspeople decided to organize a grand Christmas celebration, the likes of which hadn't been seen in their town for decades. Both young and old partook in planning, from orchestrating carol sessions to setting up little stalls with homemade crafts and food. The town square was soon bustling with life, music, and warmth as colorful lights twinkled like stars above. But it wasn't just the decorations or the collective effort that made this celebration one to remember. It was the shared understanding that, from then on, the town was no longer just a collection of individuals living parallel lives. Clara's simple act of decorating that lone tree had sown the seeds of something far greater: connection, community, and the promise of more beautiful tomorrows. Together, they turned the year's darkest nights into a beacon of light and hope, forever etching this Christmas into their hearts. Lily awoke on Christmas morning with the joyful expectation of a child, her heart brimming with the excitement that accompanies the jingling of bells and twinkling of fairy lights. The snow outside had blanketed the town, transforming it into a sparkling winter wonderland. But this Christmas would be unlike any other, for it held a surprise that would warm Lily's heart forever. As she raced to the Christmas tree, Lily noticed an unfamiliar envelope nestled among the neatly wrapped presents. It was a small, red envelope adorned with a silver seal shaped like a snowflake. Curious, she picked it up and gently opened it. "Dear Lily, it is with great joy and humility that I express my deepest gratitude to you for reigniting the Christmas spirit in our beloved town. Your courage and kindness have not only saved me, but have reminded all of us of the magic of Christmas. With heartfelt thanks, Santa Claus." Lily's eyes widened in astonishment as she read and reread the letter. Memories from the night before rushed back to her. She remembered feeling a strange calling to follow the shimmering lights outside her window, where she discovered a sleigh stuck in the snow. Without hesitation, she hurriedly took her father's old snow shovel and tirelessly worked to free it. Santa had been caught in an unexpected snowstorm, and with so much to do, he had feared Christmas might be delayed. But Lily's small act of bravery and goodwill allowed him to continue his journey, delivering joy across the world. Throughout the night, as she pushed piles of snow away, Lily hadn't realized she was reviving not just the sleigh, but the spirit of Christmas itself. The following day, as families opened their gifts and shared laughs, it was not just the presents Lily had received that formed the core of her happiness. It was the ineffable joy of knowing she had done something meaningful, becoming, in her small way, a hero of Christmas. From that morning onwards, Lily became a symbol of hope and courage in her town. Every Christmas, the townsfolk would gather to celebrate Lily's night, a tradition that reminded them of the power of kindness, community, and the magic of a child's heart. Her story was not just about saving Santa, but about saving the very essence of what makes Christmas special. Teaching everyone that sometimes the smallest of us can make the most significant impact.